Foremost, all praises are due to Yahawashi, Yahawashi, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us his truth. Salutations to the brothers around the four corners of the earth who are teaching this word in truth and sincerity. And shalom to the hopeful elect of Israel who listen and believe in this word. This is Brother Kawat Sabad coming at you with another lesson. This one is entitled, Yahawashi spoke of reincarnation. Now, in the Bible, the word regeneration is used instead of reincarnation, which means that people were here before in their past life. So we have all been reincarnated. We've been here before. Your spirit lives on after you die. So your spirit is very old, you see, but you incarnate in different bodily forms over time. So once you die, you go away for a period of time, your spirit lives, and then you come back again, okay, essentially to face judgment in another body. But that's another lesson for another time. But essentially, you have been here over and over again, you see. So your spirit indeed is old, but you come back in a new physical form. All right. And a lot of people can't wrap their head around this. This doesn't resonate with them. And most likely you're not part of the elect. We say hope for elect because, you know, in humility, that we're part of the elect of Israel that's going to be beamed up in the chariots on the day of the Lord when Yahawashi comes with the myriad of angels and the chariots to destroy Babylon, America, and to establish his kingdom as King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So we hope that we're part of that elect. But 2/3 of our people, the Hebrew Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, will be destroyed on the day of the Lord. And they'll come back again, all right, in another reincarnation in the kingdom as babies, okay, in the loins of the 1/3 elect that do make it into the kingdom. All right, so nothing changes. Everything basically stays the same. Your spirit, okay, lives on, but you do come back again in a bodily form, in a physical form. Now, in the kingdom, you know, once you get into the kingdom, whether as the elect on this side, the 1/3 elect, or the 2/3 that'll be born in the kingdom in the loins of the 1/3 elect, you know, you're going to live forever. You're going to have an eternal body like Yahawashi does. Yahawashi got the victory over death because he sacrificed himself for the nation of Israel, the Hebrew Israelites. So he's on the right-hand side of the Father at this moment, waiting on the call from Yahweh to come down and to begin his rulership in his kingdom, to destroy Babylon, America, to extract the 1/3 elect. All right, so we're very much in the season where that's going to be happening. We're very close if you have the spirit to receive this message. So Yahawashi did indeed speak of reincarnation. So, and actually Yahawashi was Adam, okay? In his previous reincarnations, he was Adam. As well as he was Isaac, you see, as well as he was Solomon, you see. Those were some of his previous incarnations here on the planet Earth. So Yahawashi very much knew about reincarnation. And his last incarnation was in the form of course, the Messiah, Yahawashi. And he got the victory over death to allow us to have an opportunity to have the victory over death as well. And I'm speaking of the Hebrew Israelites. So let's begin here, Matthew 17 and verse 10. Now, prior to this, to Yahawashi speaking to his disciples about reincarnation, he had been on a mountain and he was conversating with Moses, okay, and Elias, also known as Elijah. So he was having a conversation with them, and it was known as a transfiguration because his disciples seen him shining like a bright light, and he was in a white garment, and he was conversating with Moses and Elias, aka Elijah. So when he came back down, his disciples asked him a question. So let's start off with Matthew 17 and verse 10. And his disciples asked him, saying, why then say the scribes that Elias must first come? So the disciples are referencing the scribes and Pharisees who know the scriptures to an extent, and they know that Elias was supposed to come. It does say Elias is supposed to come before Yahawashi comes, the Messiah. So they did understand that that was spoken of in the Old Testament in a scripture, that Elias would come first, you see, and then Yahawashi would come next. All right, so let's continue on. Matthew 17, and Yahawashi is going to break it down. Matthew 17, verse 11. And Yahawashi answered and said unto them, Elias truly shall first come and restore all things. Matthew 17 and verse 12. But I, also known as Elijah, is come already, and they knew him not, but have done unto him whatsoever they listed. Likewise shall also the Son of Man suffer of them. So Yahawashi was saying Elias already came, but the Pharisees and scribes, they knew him not. They didn't have the spirit. It didn't resonate with them to understand, okay, through the spirit, who Elias was. And like I said, we've all been here before. Of course, we don't remember our past lives. Maybe in the future, in the kingdom, we'll be able to run back our past lives and see who we were. I don't know, you see. But none of us know, our past incarnations. We can't remember who we were in our previous lives, you see. But like Yahawashi said, Elias is already come. And the Pharisees and scribes, they knew him not. They didn't recognize who he was, you see. And in the same way that Elias, when he came back in his incarnation, he suffered, he was abused. In the same way that Yahawashi knew that he was going to be crucified, because Yahawashi knew his mission as the Lamb, okay, to sacrifice himself for the nation of Israel. So he knew what he had to do in his last incarnation here on the planet Earth. Let's read this again, Matthew 17 in verse 12. But I say unto you that Elias is come already, and they knew him not, but have done unto him whatsoever they listed. Likewise shall also the Son of Man suffer of them. Matthew 17 and verse 13. Then the disciples understood that he spake unto them of John the Baptist. So John the Baptist was Elijah, or Elias, I should say, okay? That's who Elijah was. So he had already come in his physical incarnation, this time as John the Baptist. So that was Elias. So Yahawashi knew that John was actually Elias in his latest incarnation. And like I said, the spirit never dies, it lives on. So the disciples realized then that, John the Baptist was Elias. So Elias did indeed come, you see. So the prophecy was fulfilled. So many of our people, 2/3 of our people, are not going to be able to get their head wrapped around, okay, of the concept of reincarnation. All right. And most likely they're not part of the elect, because that's one of the main things to understand in this truth of ours, you see. So on that note, I hope this lesson was very edifying to you, and I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahawashi, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash, Shalom.